What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? What up, mama, Spidey Libre? I feel much better than I did in the morning show. I feel like I'm not nearly as angry. I didn't make many plays on the morning show, so I'm able to see things clearly right now. And I want to thank you for hanging with me, even through my extreme anger on the morning show. And I would like to get this late show started with the most wonderful news you could imagine. Got a great picture from our Matt Randall of baby Briggsy, big, strong Briggsy at the hospital, sleeping comfortably. And this was the message. He is in recovery. Everything is clear and nothing has grown back and everything has healed well. Thank you and the low baggers for all the prayers and support. It worked. Much love and thank you from our Matt Randall. How about that? How about starting our show with that? Doesn't that feel good? Let's go. Shout out to all the captains in chat. Ricky Bobby in the house. Debo Caps. Dennis Garcia says tonight's card seems tricky. It does seem tricky. There's Bobby Arms. Spencer Penny G. Flipper 13. Roy Belm says Wake Forest or Pitt second half. Guys, I was not watching the first half. I have broke down all of the conference finals that we have in front of us. We have a bunch of those tonight. And took a look at that North Carolina game as well. We're going to go over the market moves, injury updates in NHL and NBA, and then attack this NCAA basketball card. Dan Kelly said JB Bickerstaff just signed a multi-year contract. Cavs lose tonight. We talked a lot about Dan Kelly's first half team total under for the Houston Rockets. This is all his action. Boston, Indiana under 215. First half, Washington minus 2.5, and he's parlaying Chicago minus 4 and the Cleveland over 217. Cleveland, Chicago over 217. Second half, New York Knicks unders, and second half, Dallas, San Antonio Spurs overs. How lucky are we that we get to see Dan Kelly's action an hour and 26 minutes before the witching hour, his complete action. I mean, it's just such an enormous benefit. I'm going to copy and paste that. And Dan Kelly, thank you for sharing your hard work with us. It means so much. There's Cobra Sports 609. Danny Menlo in the house. Ron Lofton, primetime DJ says, what's good, Jimmy? Let's get it tonight. I'm with you in Nashville. Also like the Rangers under. That makes me feel good. There's Brooklyn Funk Project in the house. Cobra Sports 609. Here's Spencer Penny G's looks. Mavs first half minus 1.5. Full game minus 3.5. Wizards first half minus 2.5. Full game minus 4.5. Boston first half minus 0.5. And full game minus 1.5. Doubling up on Dallas, Washington, Boston, and Memphis. There's Red Girl in the house. Red Girl, thank you so much for joining us. Walla Dose, ready to get to work. Walla Dose was our winner on Friday of the Vegas Gun Award for Capping Excellence. This morning's award went to Rob Stevenson. Not applicable, says you ain't black enough. I need to be in the black. I need to be in the black tonight. This is all done on purpose. And when I have a winning night tonight, I'll be back in black tomorrow. Connor McLaughlin says, like the Preds too. I like it. Glenn Man says, sorry, Jimmy had a bad night, but his unacceptable rate. Sorry, Jimmy had a bad night. Sorry. I don't know what to say. It was very, very frustrating. I've gotten off of that. I've gotten through it, Glenn. I'm feeling better. Let's not go back to that horrifying morning. There's Rez Mob in this joint. Says Matt Randall for president. There's my guy Topset Elio in the house. Love this. Rez Mob, Elio. Look at these guys. Cobra Sports 609. Vom Polo. I love it. Sanka, thank you for joining us. We got Sanka in the house. Jonathan Roden, George Wood, Lillian Pumpernickel. There's Matt Randall right there. There's Matt Randall. Speak of our guy. There he is, Matt Randall. We opened up the show by just the wonderful news. The wonderful news. It doesn't matter. You know, it puts life in perspective. And very, very thank you. Very, very thankful to roll with you, Matt Randall. And this experience was so tough. And your family handled it with such strength and dignity. And just you guys lead by example. And we're honored to roll with you every day. There's Antoine Seymour in the house as the King is playing tonight. To everyone that took Brooklyn There's Guillermo Zertucci ready to go. Diesel Eugene. Jimmy J. Celtics first quarter team total over 26 for Jimmy J. Daryl Lyles says Clippers Golden State under. Nasty Nate. I know it's my fault. I'm not. I wasn't. I'm dealing with the lack of sleep. When I win, I sleep like a baby, and I think I'll be having a good night's sleep tonight. Alex Ramirez ready to go. Paulo Marquez. Schnizzle. What a great group. All right. It is time to get to work. David Hutton in the house, Loving Devils Moneyline and alternate puck line. Wow. PG 00187 says, wish Braun was out. Kevin Riley says, we're going to catch this motherfucker today. Going to be a huge money day. Be confident. We got this. And Rez Mob says, heroes wear black. My guy Rez Mob. Bobby Digital. Nice to have Bobby Digital back. Bobby, Digi. Okay, we got a lot of work to do. George Wood said Montreal honoring Henri Richard tonight. Be careful. That is dangerous. Jonathan Roden making a big boy bet on Hofstra. 1,200 on Hofstra. We're going to talk all about that. It's a big boy bet. Topset said got killed tonight. Oh, Topset got killed on the felt. Got killed in NCAA basketball. And Delaware State, full game -1.5 from Debo Caps. That pops off in 22 minutes. Thank you for sharing that. Daryl Lyles liking that Clipper Golden State Warriors under. Paulo Marquez says, good night from Portugal. Thank you for joining us, Paulo Marquez. All right. And John Child says, Jerry, it's Jerry, not Jeremy. It's Jerry Rubenstein. Jerry Rubenstein said over on Wake Forest. Not applicable, says Montreal's Aline. There's Mitch Bruner in the house. Dominic Lair said, Jimmy, back for the late show. Let's get that cash tonight, fam. Thank you for joining us. There's Tim Montana ready to go. Azeri Ashado said, Jimmy, what do you think about the indictments coming down in the horse racing? I'm extremely angry. I'm extremely angry at service. I'm extremely angry. It just, we do not need this shit, especially after what we went through with Santa Anita this year. And now we're rolling into the biggest prep races for the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown. We didn't need this bullshit. So I'm angry. I'm angry at him, Missouri. And I've got to go over exactly what the penalties are going to be. So I've got some work to do. It was frustrating to read. Silver Malco says, Jimmy, Caps cannot be trusted anymore. They're so consistent. No way they should be trusted to win by 2. Look, I hear you, Silver Malco. That was tough last night. Although I did smash that under very easily with Florida, St. Louis. Azeri says, agreed. Hopefully they will actually clean up. And if you saw Service's numbers in Gulfstream, I mean, he had just had this monster year, and I hate that shit. Makes me very, very upset. George Wood says, got to take the Habs tonight. Okay, let's get to work right now. Let's start looking over. So the first thing, and Don Carleone says, Matt, you in here. Matt did drop in, and we had just wonderful news coming from that we knew we were going to get, you know. Ron Loftus says, hit Hornets game over last night strictly off of seeing all player points, props, heavily juiced to the over. That's interesting. And Spencer Penny G thinking, what do you think about Cantlay at 20-1 for the players or Bryson at 17-1? I'll let our experts weigh in on that in the chat. Okay, let's get to work right now. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go through NHL very quickly because the NBA is what I want to spend time on. There's additions that I want to make in NBA, and then I want to talk NCAA basketball. And David Hutton coming in saying prefer Bryson. Our guy David Hutton, thank you for that, David Hutton. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just go over the goaltending, make sure that there's no surprises in that. We got Tuukka Rask versus Carter Hart. That's what we expected in Boston, Philly. That's the marquee game on the card. Andrei Vasilevsky versus Freddie Anderson. That's what we expected in Lightning Leafs. And Matt Murray versus Mackenzie Blackwood. One of these goalies is going to have to step up for these Penguins because they both don't look very good right now. We have UC Saros on this big shutout streak going up against Carey Price, and they're honoring Henri Richard. That does make me feel a little uncomfortable. Carey Price has not been good. He's not been good of late. 3.49 goals against average, 876 save percentage in his last 4 starts. Bobby Digital says, everyone and their mother is on Hofstra. Jimmy, I like the contrarian Northeastern side. You know, Bobby Digital, is Hofstra going to beat Northeastern 3 times this year? That's tricky. I can understand why you are on that side. Brad Hassan making moves on the Cavs, Grizzlies, Mavs, and Suns. And Connor McLaughlin says those ceremonies don't mean they play good. No, I agree. I would prefer there was no ceremony to an 11-time Stanley Cup winner who just died. I would prefer that we just have a regular old game with people in the crowd wearing masks. Debo Cap says, love Southern team total over 69. And Spencer Penji says, triple revenge. I hear you. All right, Debo Caps. I'm going to copy and paste that from our guy, Debo Caps. Here we go. Debo Caps. Lock that in. All right. Kevin Riley, let's go over it right now, but I don't have a lot of action. I'm on the taint play today. Hartford +7. It's 7.5 now. It was 7.5 when Matt gave it out. I doubled up on the Blazers first half and full game to the chagrin of the low baggers in the chat. And then I made 3 moves in NHL. Predators -1, Hurricanes, Red Wings over 5.5, and Vancouver Canucks, New York Islanders over 5.5. There's Eric Jones in the house. Yellow hammered, ready to get to work. Okay, let's keep looking. Just make sure there's no surprises in net. Mrazek making his return. And Jimmy Howard. Jimmy Howard likely in net. That's why that big market move. Wow. Wow. There's that big market move right there. Ooh. All right. Sorry, my computer moving a little slowly right now. Let's get this up right this very second. Here we go. And come on. Come on. Let's refresh this. Refresh this. All right, that's not good. That's not a good sign. I'm going to need this computer working for me. We'll go over Mrazek and Howard. Shesterkin versus Bishop. That's what we expected in Rangers Stars. Varlamov versus Demko. That's what we expected in the Islanders game. And it looks like Holberg might be in that. Interesting. And Ryan Miller. None of those are confirmed for the late game in Anaheim. That game makes me very uncomfortable, so I have no concerns about it. Connor McLaughlin says, great Howard in net over for sure. That does make me feel very good that we see that. All right, let's move over to this NHL card. Let's get through it quickly. We spent a lot of time on it this morning. We don't need to hammer it too much. Shadows had sent my plays earlier, Jim, including a 14 parlay. Let's see what Shadow's on. A spectacular capper. Thank you for joining us, Shadow. Where is it? Shadow. Come on. Show me Shadow. Oh, there's Diesel Eugene. Funky Z. Meet Bruno play. Coming off of Casher. All right. And I'm going to copy and paste that. Oh, I'm going to need you to hit me with that again, if you don't mind. Sorry, Shadow. Can you hit me with that again? I want to have your action here with everybody's action, if you don't mind. Tim Montana, Blazers first half over 113.5. Tackman Clan Killer 187. Thank you for joining us. We've missed you, my friend. And he's on UMBC +16. Vermont just have to win to punch the ticket into March Madness. That's an interesting look, and I like it. I've heard a couple other cappers on it as well. He's also on the Chicago under. Tackman Killer on the Chicago under. I believe that's a Cavs Bulls spot. All right. Lotus Scalper says, what's the taint play? It's Hartford +7.5. All right, Pac-Man Killer in the house. And please, and Clemson football joining us. Thank you for joining us. John Chow says, Lillard going off tonight. I expect that as well. But I've doubled up on that game, and I don't need to go into the player prop market in that spot. If you see Shadow's action, can you please let me know just in case I miss it? Kevin Riley says, I know little about NHL hockey. I heard some things about the Dallas Stars. What is your opinion on this? I'd be interested to hear exactly what you heard. Glenn L.A. Man saying Stolars might go tonight. Tackman Killer also on Grambling +4.5. I'd be curious to hear what you heard. I mean, they haven't scored a goal in 178 minutes, and I have no faith in Jamie Benn or Tyler Seguin when it comes down to it. Jose Felix making moves on Celtics -3, Mavs -3.5, and Blazers -4.5. George Wood on the Gonzaga under. I'm interested in that game. We're going to break down Silver Malco over 5.5 in Boston, Tampa Bay money line, and over in Vancouver. I like hearing that you're also on that over. Thank you very much, Shadow. I really want to make sure I have your action. I couldn't find it. My fault. Okay. Let's get to work on this NHL card, but we're just going to breeze through it. So let's see if we have market moves or anything that we need to be aware of. And let's also just make sure that we know exactly what's going on here in the last-minute moves here because we know in NBA, Steph is going to be in the game tonight. Ayton is going to be playing for Phoenix, and Aldridge, after missing 6 straight games, was upgraded to probable. We will see him in the lineup, and LeBron will also be in the lineup. Let's see if there's any last-minute injury market moves we need to know in the NHL. Besser making his return tonight. Logan Couture not traveling with the Sharks. That's fine. Bukestad out with a lower body injury. Victor Hedman going to miss tonight's game. That's what we expected. We did find out that Morgan Riley will be in the lineup tonight for the Leafs, and they need him desperately. And Ahilly also on Hofstra. Ahilly also making a move on Hofstra. There's DJ 100 grand in this joint. Thank you for joining us. Oh, no. Coco Bongo. Down 150 because he broke his glass bong on the kitchen floor. That's no good. I don't like hearing that, Coco Bongo. I'm sorry that went down. That's no good. That's no way to go down a unit. And Glenn Man saying St. Mary's won his championship game matchup with Gonzaga last season. Yes, and we will talk all about that. Tagman Khalil also on the that big North Dakota State game. He is on the Bison at -6. And Eric Jones letting us know that old fat-ass Dwight Howard is out for the Lakers. Okay, let's talk NHL, and let's breeze through this spot here because I don't see me making any additions. I found this a tricky card. We're going to start with Lightning Leafs. Leafs getting Morgan Riley back. This opened at -100 with the Tampa Bay Lightning, a slight favorite that is switched. Now the Leafs are a slight favorite. Are the Leafs going to show any? Opened up at 6.5 and has gone down to 6 at Pinnacle. Very interesting. So the market moving towards the under. I find the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we were talking about this at poker, the Toronto Maple Leafs are a very difficult team to figure out right now, and I don't need to be involved with them. Involved with them, and I'm not going to be involved with them. Then I'm on the Predators -1. I got the money line at -107, the puck line at +233. Right now, there is still a -107 at BetOnline. BetOnline has the best look in the market. There has been a 7-cent move towards the under. It's still at 5.5. And Tacman Killer says Warriors is my main play. Wow. And Connor McLaughlin says like getting the Warriors +11 at home. Wow. Silver Malco says, what do you think of the Red Wings first period? I look, that number's gorgeous, and the Red Wings feel good about themselves. And Howard's a character guy. You have to think to yourself, do you trust Dwight Howard in this situation? And I don't, and I'm on the over. Michael Irvelina says, is Curry playing? All indications are yes, Curry will be in the lineup. And Dennis Garcia says, Toronto seems to lose the teams they should beat and step up in spots like this, but Tampa likely in a bad mood tonight after losing the Red Wings. That's well put, Dennis Garcia. That is well put. Okay, so let's just keep rolling through these NHL games. I don't want to spend too much. Don Carleone says, I only want to bet one college game tonight. We're going to be going over all of the big games on tonight's NCAA basketball card. We're not really going to be hitting too many of the first rounders, but there are looks that people have already locked in. Anthony Chalmers in the house. Thank you for joining us, Anthony. Tim Montana ready to go. And Tim Montana giving a shout out to Noli cashing in spring training today. All right. Penguins, Devils. We've heard already. Cappers in the chat back. And there's Omar J. Legend in the house. Thank you for joining us. Omar J. Legend ready to go. Penguins, Devils. I do not trust Pittsburgh. And there's no way I'm going to be on a -171 road favorite. There's been very little market move here. We know that it's Matt Murray up against Blackwood. We broke this game down heavily on the early show. Pittsburgh's lost 8 of 10, and they're huge favorites here on the road. I expect them to get the job done. And Drinking Hand saying maximum security is a fraud. Oh, that hurts to read that. Oh, Drinking Hand, that hurts, man. That one just stings. Ugh. Oh, that stings. It's Jason Service who's the fraud. That one stings. But, I get it, Drinking Hand. That one hurts. So, God, I love that horse. Oh, that stings, Drinking Hand. But, okay. Chris L says, Anthony Davis rebound prop with Howard out. Interesting look, Chris L. Let's talk about that. There's my guy, Akira04 in the house. And not applicable had Penn's game over, got it at 5.5. And Dirty Bird Sportsbook says, just let the ponies run. I hear you. Carlos Looters after a bong hit, ready to get to work with us. Thank you for joining us, Carlos. No, says Jimmy's still sleeping on MLB. Don't jump on right now. You may ruin it. And Flipper13 says Service is Ragu's trainer. And Dan Kelly says McGee will play more, not AD. God, it's nice having Dan in the chat. And Diesel Eugene saying rip the Coco Bongos bong. Broken a few in my day. Now I clean them and put them in the fish tank. Respect. Jonathan Roden tailed the Carolina Red Wings over this morning. And Guillermo says Baffert will show he's the real deal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Guillermo. I needed that right there. I needed that very badly. Okay, Glenn Elliott man's action right now. Copy and paste that. All right, let's copy and paste that. Oh, in all bold, Shadow says. How could I have missed it again? You can't tell me I missed Shadow's action again. No, Shadow, you're going to hit me with that again? Oh, DJ 100 grand. I did grab DJ 100 grand's action. Yes, I did. Okay. All right, so don't tell me I missed. Shadow, how did I? Okay. All right, let's get to work and finish this off. So that's just a simple no play here with Penguins, Devils. And major side advantage, says our guy Alex Coyle, about the UIC game. I'm looking forward to talk about that game very, very much. There's Rob Elias in the house. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so let's just get through this NHL card. We are moving up to action that I do have. So next up is Bruins Flyers. Ooh, this is going to be a great game. There's Sun Dizzle 003 in the house. Thank you for joining us. Melee Payless Way, like in the Habs Preds first period over. Thank you for joining us, Melee Payless Way. And Gerald Jones, double up Washington Wiz first half full game over Indiana Boston 2-14 from our Gerald Jones. All right. Bruins Flyers, extremely exciting. Flyers going for their 10th straight win. They're going to have to do it against a great hockey team. Let's see what sort of market movements we've had here. Boston opening up at minus 106. They're now minus 108. So a 2-cent move towards them on Pinnacle, not much. This total at 5.5. Great job getting that 5.5 in Pittsburgh jersey, because I don't remember seeing that. Nice work. Boston, Philadelphia, this total was juiced to the over. It's now juiced to the under, but not by very much. Not a big move. I will be watching this. David Hutton has Flyers money line. And here we go. NHL parlay from Shadow. Oh, Shadow is a spectacular capper. Nashville puck line, Tampa Bay puck line, Philly money line, and New York in regulation. Let's copy that here. There's Toite Latte. Toite Latte. The proud owner of the most spectacular Discord in the capping community. Toite Latte in the house. Yeah, Von Polo, I hear you. I don't want to hear that stuff either. But Drinking Hand's my guy, and I mean, you can't tell him he's wrong. Flipper13 says, which has the softest lines presently? NCAA, NHLB, or exhibition MLB totals. Of course. You're right, Flipper. I get it. It's definitely. Jim Rome Zadush says, what's his Discord? I can put it here. How can I help promote that great Discord? What's the best way of me doing that, Twatty? Can you put it in the chat? Christopher Comentini says, thoughts on Ducks, Jimmy? That game makes me extremely uncomfortable, Chris Comentini. Really uncomfortable. And Danny Menlo says, where's Nadia at, Jimmy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. She's not here. She's not parked there with me. There's Nicholas Fogg in the house. And Omar J. Legend says, pick of the day, maybe Predators. I think they're going to keep rolling, the Predators, myself. So let's go past the Bruins Flyers spot. And then we get to the first game on my card. I took the over 5.5 at minus 115 in Hurricanes, Red Wings. And now we have just 2 sixes. It's amazing. It's amazing. Hurricanes, Red Wings over 5.5 at minus 115. It's amazing that there's not sixes across the board. We have Shadows action right here. Right now, Shadows action. Yeah, Flip, I don't know anything about it. All I know is that it's free, but I was going to wait for Twilight to come up. Yeah, of course, it's just a free Discord for cappers to talk action in. Okay, Flipper says even better. There we go. And Steph Curry out tonight versus the Clippers. Wow, thank you so much, Ty Vincent. God, that's what makes this chat so spectacular. Ty Vincent coming out, giving us the fastest, the tightest information that's out there, because I was expecting him to be in. It's all good, Flip. It's all good. Okay, so I'm on the over 5.5. Look, Now, the juice is our biggest enemy, and I don't want you sitting here taking this over 5.5 at minus 125, but I like this over. So let's see what the best odds. We have over 5.5 minus 118 at 5 times, minus 120 at Bookmaker, minus 117 at Bet Online. Heritage has moved it up to 6. Pinnacle's moved it up to 6. And Bet365 still hanging at minus 120. So Tim Montana cut it at 5.5. It's a spot I really, really like. And Dirty Bird saying careful on that Clips game. We got Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Says we got to hit the motherfucker over the head today. Respect. And look at that. Coco Bongo plus money hunting New York, Vancouver tie after regulation at plus 285. That's an interesting look for sure. So I really like that over 5.5. The Red Wings are scoring. The Hurricanes have Mrazek back in them. I mean, both goalies are vulnerable to me. The Wings are coming off that big 5-4 shootout win over Tampa, but it's not that the big win. I'm sure it makes them feel good to win a couple games in a row, but it's Bertuzzi, Manta, and Larkin on the same line. They hit a giant day. Glenn L.A. Man saw some LA Kings talk about making the playoffs. Jimmy, is that possible? No, I don't see that. I mean, I guess it's mathematically possible. Yeah, I saw that talk too, Glenn. I was interested by it. Let's just take a quick look to answer that question and then get an NBA and NCAA basketball as soon as possible. That's what I'm most excited about right now. Here we go. Let's just quickly see the deal there. Do they have – because I was watching it too, Glenn, people talking about that being a possibility, and I was like, come on, really? Really? All right, let's go, please. All right, my computer acting a little slow. They've won 6 straight. Which has got them back into this. They've won 6 straight. Come on, here we go. Just give it to me. Come on, show me this. Don't piss me off. Here we go. Okay, standings. See if they have a chance. We're going to move over to wild card in the West. I mean, the Pacific Division is so weak, but do they have a chance to get in there? The Kings have no chance. There's no chance. They could win out and not get in there. Yenny Toon coming up. Atalanta plus money. RB Leipzig. Tottenham over 2.5. Cash. Yenny Toon says, think about stopping. Maybe tail Jimmy plays. I think I'm going to have a day today. Dirty Bird says, looks like you need to buy an Orioles hat. Yeah, you know what? I came so close. I have an Orioles hat. It's just not on the wall, but I came so close to getting a new one. The problem is they are in our division with the Jays, but it's not like they're a big problem. All right, but I think I might go back to the store and get that Orioles hat. I came very close to pulling the trigger on. Okay, let's get into finish off this NHL card. So I'm on the over 5.5 in Hurricanes, Red Wings. It was the first bet I made today. I like it a lot. Rangers, Stars. It makes me uncomfortable. The Rangers are 1-4-0 in their past 5, and they're scoring goals. And the Stars are doing nothing on a season-high 5-game losing streak, coming off back-to-back shutouts. Makes me uncomfortable. Noli Nose says, and the Brewers hat. Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on the Brewers hat, no doubt. And Connor McLaughlin saying, go get the Dodger hat. Jimmy, it's classic. Respect. And the Sweaty Butcher Prime Cuts, I already have them from the morning show, but I will copy and paste them just in case. Then we get to the Islanders, Canucks. So this is my final spot on this NHL card. This is also the Butt Pod play of the day. We had the great Brent Butt joining us on the early show, star of television's Corner Gas, and he is on this spot. He is making a move. And Dirty Bird saying, O's are going to be good money spot early in the season. They will fade around the All-Star break. Interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Dirty Bird giving us a heads up that he thinks the Orioles will be a buy-on early in the season. And Diesel Eugene says, I cap better when Jimmy wears the Angels hat. I can pull that out. Yeah, Glenn and man not liking that Nike swoosh classic on the classic jerseys. I get that. Von Polo says you need to get another Orioles hat and put it on display. I think I will. All right. So the final game. So I'm on the over 5.5 in that game. Demko is starting to look stronger. I see the Island. I see both teams being desperate, and 2 desperate teams. I expect to score goals against what I consider pretty average goaltending. Demko has looked better as he's taken over from Markstrom's injury, but the Islanders don't look right, and all their games have been going over. Okay. Connor McLaughlin on the Canucks puck line. Very interesting. And let's move past NHL. So I'm on 3 plays in NHL. I'm keeping it simple. I'm keeping it clean. I need a winning night tonight. If I have a winning night tonight, I will be back in black tomorrow. Keep it black. Keep it black. All right, let's move over to NBA, and let's talk about these spots because I only have one look, and we wanted to talk about a lot of these market moves, and if we want to make additions, let's go. Boston Celtics open up at -1.5, now 3. There's a 3.5 at Bookmaker. This total's gone from 215 down to 214. Yenny Toon, I'm on 3 plays in NHL. I'm on the Predators -1, and I'm on 2 over 5.5. So I'm on the one Islanders Canucks, and I'm on the other with the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Hurricanes. Son Dizzle says, can we talk about how Nurse burned the starters in Utah? Yeah, but they're off till Saturday now. They're off till Saturday, but man. And then, I mean, Powell getting hurt. OG got hurt and then came back. And Oladipo is in tonight, says Dirty Bird Sports Picks. Oladipo is in tonight. See, I look at this and want to make a move on the Pacers. I feel like the Pacers are coming together right now. I mean, what do you mean I feel like it? I mean, that's a dumb thing to say. Look at their win-losses lately. They're playing well. They're playing well without Malcolm Brogdon. LaMarcus and Luka are both game-time decisions for the Spurs versus the Mavs. Dirty Bird is leaning towards the Pacers. Dirty Bird says, give me the points at home dogs. I like the Pacers here. The Celtics are in a bit of a funk right now, and I like the Pacers. Gabriel Hernandez is on Pacers Celtics under 214 Thank you for sharing that. And Sweaty Butcher saying the under is the play, going with Gabriel Hernandez. Kevin Riley, though, on the other side with the over. Dominic Lara, I'm on 3 plays. Predators -1 and the overs, over 5.5 in the Islander Canucks game and the Red Wings Hurricanes game. I've wanted to make a move on the Pacers all day. Nasty Nate comes in and says Celtics smash. Jose Felix says Celtics need to break this funk badly, though. And Spencer Penningy says, think this is a get-right spot for the Celtics. They're better against the road. 420 on the road. 420 Fuego says, is Kemba in? Yes. Kemba is in the lineup. It's just Jaylen Brown missing from this lineup. There's Virl Video in the house. Virl, thank you for joining us. Gabriel Ortega is on the Pacers Celtics first half over. Pacers pace last 5 has been good. Everything that Oladipo was saying to the press made me want to back them. Shadow took Pacers first half -2. Von Polo says Walker's not 100% healthy, and Gabriel Hernandez says he will be limited to 20 to 30 minutes. Real Video says, is this Predators Day for you, Jimmy? Everyone been talking this spot. It is Predators Day, but I don't love that it's Henri Richard's celebration before the game, and I hope his 11-time Stanley Cup winning ghost does not inspire this hockey team. Jim Rome Seduce tailing my NHL. I better be here tomorrow morning in all black. I better be. Spencer Penningy saying, are we forgetting Tatum? This boy been balling. There's no doubt about that. But the Pacers, to me, have value. This is a Celtics team that's not playing well. I like that win over Dallas. Now, it was 112-109, and the talk in the chat was the Pacers didn't really win the game as much as Dallas lost that game. Liberty Finder in the house. Jose Felix said, I did not know the Kemba news when I took the Celtics. Dirty Bird says, remember Pacers beat them last time too. I would like to add the Pacers. Shadow also took the Clippers first half -6.5. Akira on the over 5.5 in Ottawa, Anaheim. Let's see what we're talking in money line perspective here. Getting a nice score. Look at that at Bovada. Bovada hanging at +145. Bet 365 hanging at +135. Von Polo says, Pacers money line is the play. I said it earlier. Christopher Comentini, Stolar's projected in goal. Yeah, that was the talk on the morning show, was that Stolar's would be in that. We haven't got a confirmation yet. I think Pacers win this game here at home. And I'm getting a big plus spot. Dominic Lara added Covington prop over 14.5 points, playing his old team and no Eric Gordon or McLemore, I think. Wow, is that facts? I believe Eric Gordon's been hurt for a minute. Was that facts? There's Joe and Nisi, star of the work play of the day in the house. I don't need the points here. Oh, I shouldn't have said I don't need the points here. I just feel like I'll be watching that game and that knee saying that will be going over and over and over and over and over in my head. I'm making a move on the Pacers, plus 145. That's available at Bovada. I will bet it at plus 135. I'm making a move on the Pacers at home, playing good basketball. Joe Anisi says Hofstra -1, UMBC plus 16. Copy that. I'm making a move on the Pacers. It was a play I wanted to make. I wanted to know that Oladipo was going to be in the lineup. Going up against Von Burgess, I don't like that. Sweaty Butcher says Celtics has road faves coming off a loss seeking revenge on their opponent. 11-4 straight up, 10-5 against spread, 2-12-1 to the under. Interesting. And Coco Bongo, Lou Williams out for the Clippers, being in a slump last 2 games, so not too big of a loss. All right, I wanted the Pacers. And I'm comfortable with it. And I don't like going up against Von Burgess. I don't like going up against. There's a bunch of people doubling up. I don't like going against Nasty Nate, our bouncer. Wizards and Trailblazers just went to 5. All right, let's keep rolling. I've added my first addition on this card, Pacers plus 145. Knicks, Wizards. A lot of people on the Wizards tonight. And look, I get it. Let's go over the spreads and totals. Opened up at -3.5. It was given out early this morning at -4 by a bunch of cappers in the chat. And Mr. 508er says, don't do it. Celtics win by 6. Chris Brady in the house. Thank you for joining us, Chris. Chris Brady ready to get that paper. Another Pickle says, take the Wiz. I'm too late. I'm not going to take it right now. Rich Kemp in the house. Thank you for joining us, Rich Kemp. The team is getting together. The team. And 420 Fuego says, everyone is on Boston. Dominic Clare says, Ski is on Wizards. I can't take it at 5 when it was available for me at -4. And I understand after Beal held to 23 points, 8 to 24 shooting, that people think he's going to go off, but maybe he's tired. So, look, I'm going to cheer for you guys. Cavaliers, Bulls. I know a lot of people backing the Cavs here. Chicago opened up at -3.5, now -4. While we go through this NBA card, I just want to take one last look at what Dan Kelly is on. He gave us his full action there. Just quickly go over it, just so I have that in my head as I go through this. So Dan Kelly's on the Rockets team total under first half team total under 67. Boston, Indiana under 215. First half Wizards -2.5. He's parlaying Chicago -4 and the over 217 in Chicago, Cleveland, and New York team total under in the second half, and second half Dallas, San Antonio Spurs over. Rich Kemp says over looks nice. Wiz, Knicks. Any tune going to tail 2 of your plays tonight? Well, the Hartford is the taint play today, so you can't give me the love for that, although I'm excited. Dirty Bird Sportsbook says, I like the Cavs here. Give me the point. I just do not want to, when I need to show up here tomorrow morning dressed in all black, I do not want to be expecting the Cavaliers to put money in my pocket. Let's move on to this Timberwolves Rockets spot next up. And Dan Kelly is favorite bet is the Boston, Indiana under. Wow. Favorite bet, eh? It's going to be a playoff-style game. There's no doubt about it. Favorite bet. I'm on the Pacers. Okay, let's take another look at pace scenarios here. Although we shouldn't take too close of a look at the Celtics pace scenario because it's been a little discombobulated with all the injuries and Kemba not playing full games. Pacers' pace has been fast, but not that fast for them. You'd think if I say 7th in the league, it'd be 104 possessions a game, but it's 101.50. As I said in the morning show, the pace of the entire NBA has slowed down over the last 5 games. No, you shouldn't with the Knights -225. No, right now, if you're on the Oilers and you didn't get out of it, or hedge when the Knights were plus money. Don't do it now. The Oilers have a lot of home games. I know McDavid was just sick, right? He was just sick. That's why I missed that game. I don't think a -225 hedge ever really makes sense unless you made a big bet on the Oilers, bro. If you made a really big bet on the Oilers, then that's different. But I would not hedge on a -225. Gabriel Hernandez says, I just hit it for 2 units. 420 Fuego says 214 is the lowest on the card. It is, and it's going down. It's going down fast. Shit. All right, there's 214.5 in my book. That total is going down fast. Oh, they're all going down to 214. Okay, I'm in. Under 214.5. That's at Bet 365. Let me just quickly take it and take a picture of it and send it in. Oh, shit. See? God, it's at 213.5 already. So the SBR is lagging. They're okay, so I can't give it out at 214.5 when it's not there. And you know what? I'm not going to take it at 213.5. So, all right. I wish I had gone on that a little earlier. There's Dylan Turner in the house. Okay. So I'm not going to take it at 213.5. If I could have got 214.5, I would have taken it. I probably should have gone on that earlier. I'm on the Pacers plus 145. It's good I went to make the bet, or I would have told you guys I got it at 214.5 when I didn't. All right. It is what it is. Okay, so let's move on. Timberwolves, Rockets. Shady McQueen liking the under in the Rockets. Connor McLaughlin liked the under at 249 as well. This opened up at 244.5 and it shot all the way up to 249. Houston opening up at minus 12.5. That's where they stand now. This game makes me very uncomfortable. The Rockets have been 29.1% in their 4-game losing streak. Are they going to finally take it out on somebody? And Akira Orlando plus 2 is his play of the day from our guy Akira 04. Akira 04. Dylan Turner's on Wizards tonight, but making me nervous that so many people are on it. And Spencer Pennergy says, don't trust the Rockets game. And I'm not. Don't touch the Rockets game. Excuse me, I'm not. Okay, so. And Junior Brown in the house. Perfect timing, Junior Brown. Thank you for joining us. Dominic Lara says, Jimmy, I'm fading my Rockets tonight. Took the Wolves plus 4.5 first quarter. Junior Brown says, of course, it makes you uncomfortable. Can't trust the Rockets. And great to have you, Junior Brown, JB. I know you're heading down to Costa Rica soon. Are you coming? Are you flying out of Montreal? I'd love it if you could hang it with us in Toronto for a minute. Dirty Bird Sports Pick says Minnesota plus 13 is the only way to play it. And Jamal Stone with me on the Blazers. That makes me feel good. Jamal's rolling with me. All right, let's keep rolling through this card. So I'm just going to go past the Timberwolves Rockets game. We do want to talk NCAA basketball. We only have 46 minutes before the witching hour. Magic Grizzlies, the next game on the card. God, the Grizzlies have been such a Jekyll and Hyde team from home and road. Says, I'm flying direct, but I'll be in Toronto soon. Junior Brown, I want to hang when you are in Toronto, my man. And safe travels. Safe travels. Shady McQueen says, what is the taint play of the day? It is Hartford plus 7.5. And Dan Kelly saying this should be D'Antoni's last hurrah. You know, I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm very interested in Daryl Morey as a man. And the first chapter of the Undoing Project is on Daryl Morey. And it's one of the most fascinating chapters of anything I've ever read in my life. And I did not want him to outsmart basketball with this small ball thing. And I'm kind of happy that he's not smarter than basketball. All right, Magic, Grizzlies. Memphis opening up at minus 2, now they're 2.5. I found them a tricky cap. Sweaty Butcher says Magic this season when the total closes at 219.5 or higher is 12-2 to the over. Wow. And covering the number by an average of 12 points. Gabriel Hernandez on the Magic Grizzlies first quarter over 53.5. And Dylan Turner says, okay, on Blazers too, Jimmy Heavy. Not applicable on the Grizzlies. Money line. This is my guy, Damian McCorston in the house. Thank you for joining us, Damian. Viper MB says, outsmart basketball by getting rid of all the rebounding. Dude is delusional. It's exciting. And Dan Kelly says, Morey stuck with D'Antoni's system longer than most would. You got to respect that. Oh, I respect Daryl Morey very much. I find him extremely fascinating. But I just don't want him to be, that much smarter than us. Dominic Lara saying Morey's the GOAT. Hey, we got Kyle Lowry from him, so we're thankful. And he thinks he stole that trade. He thinks that's how he got Harden. Well, that is how he got Harden. But he thinks Spurs. I've been waiting for the Mavs player props to come on all day. And they're still not here. God damn. All day. I've been waiting to take Porzingis props. As soon as they pop off, I want you to know that I will be on. Yeah, Viper MB. Jokes on him. Lowry, champ. That big ass. God, I love Kyle Lowry. God, he cost me $150 last night, but he played very, very well. Thank you, Cobra Sports says, hit the like, give Jimmy the love. That does make a difference. It does. It does. And people are seeing how special this chat is. And it's going to help us. It's going to help us because the whole plan here is that we want money and we don't want your money, but we want to be sponsored. So thank you for the support. Still waiting to find out, Dylan, is Luka out. So we're still waiting to find out. And people are seeing how special this chat is, man. That's the first thing people talk about when they see the show. Jose Felix saying Eric Gordon available. First thing when they see Benny with the bag, they go, man, your chat is incredible. The first thing out of everybody's mouth. I'm very, very, very thankful to roll with you guys. Okay, I'm going to be taking Porzingis props as soon as I can. As soon as they're up on the board, I'm all over them. Son Dizzle says, Jimmy, we need to collaborate soon. You're damn right we do, Son Dizzle. You're damn right. No, Von Polo, I will not be in the poker tournament tonight. Bobby Digital says, I know my thing is baseball, Jimmy, but these will go at least 2. But we'll go at least 2-1 tonight. San Fran -1.5. There's not me in the house. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so that Mavericks Spurs, there's a lot of moving parts here. LaMarcus is going to be playing. We're expecting LaMarcus to be in the lineup. We know that there's no Podol, no Bellinelli. Oh, is Bellinelli back from his sickness? Maybe I shouldn't say that I know that Bellinelli. But we know there's going to be no DeWanta. I want Porzingis, and I do have some interest. And Dominic Lair says, Jimmy, Chris Clemens got sent back down to G League, so that means EG and or McLemore will be playing. And they're both. Spencer Penningy says they're both. Okay. All right. So, So this spot, I do have some interest in Dallas. But I do want to know that Luka's good to go. Kevin Riley has made a move on Dallas. There's my guy Nilo in the house. Nilo, thank you for joining us. Best real estate agent in the 6. Our guy Nilo in the house. Man, Canada and America have a lot less money to buy housing after the last few days of the stock market. Dre Sox coming in with his action. I'm going to copy and paste this right now. Celtics -3.5, Wizards money line, Cavs +4.5, Mavs first half -1.5, Wolves +12.5, Grizz -2.5, Blazers money line, Lakers -12, Clippers first half -6.5. Best of those who tail make that money. All right, I'm going to copy and paste that right now. Sweaty Butcher said, be careful with Dallas. They have Denver tomorrow. I think that's a more important game. That's a great call, Sweaty Butcher. And Akira on the +3. I just feel like Zingis is going to hit some threes tonight. A little crossover 3. And all people says, don't trust that. We're still waiting, Brad, to find out if Luka's playing. That's why the props aren't up on the board. All right, we are 40 minutes. There's Get Off My Field in the house. Thank you for joining us, Get Off My Field. And Aldridge is playing, says Spencer Penningy. That's what we thought. So we have a confirmation. Aldridge will be in the lineup. I'm sure he won't be playing long. Akebo Hernandez starting to lean to the Mavs Spurs over 228. And Twatty Latte says, thank God gambling is recession-proof because it may be coming. Yeah, certainly feels that way. Certainly feels that way. Okay, I doubled up on Blazers first half full game. When Ayton was announced in the lineup, the number got better. Oh, wow. No. The 4.5s are back on the board, and there's a 5 now at Pinnacle. So when Ayton was first announced, I could have got a 4. I'd already jumped in. That makes me feel good. And Sweaty Butcher says, if the Spurs didn't have the suck knob all the way turned up, I'd say maybe the Spurs is the look. Ron Lofton also on that full game under. And then we have Clippers Warriors. I mean, for me, the first thing I'm going to do is thank you, Bobby Digital. Respect. Thank you for subscribing. There's Robert Allen House. Bobby Digital on UIC +4.5, Northeastern Moneyline, San Fran -1.5. Copy and paste that. Love having Twatty Latte in the chat. Every time I see Twatty Latte, I just go right back. To that magical episode of Loshak in the Bag when Pete's his washing machine and dryer were broken, and we're 2 weeks into them being broken, and he'd run out of clothes, And so he came with that camouflage wife beater on. And the jokes, I don't remember. I've never laughed that hard, I don't think, at any time in my life. Oh, Sweaty Butcher, I'll give you the word on Baby Briggs. Dylan Turner saying any news on the T-shirts? We are in talks about that. DX Father 6-2 NHL yesterday. Yes, we opened the show with it, and I'd be happy, very, very happy to go back to it right now. Let me grab it right here. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to pull it up here. I'd be very happy because we're going to be going right. We're going to be going NCAA basketball. We still have 37 minutes before the witching hour. We don't really need to panic. Here we go. Oh, this made me so happy. So this is I got a picture of Briggsy in the hospital, looking good, and he is in recovery. This is quote unquote from our man Randall. He's in recovery. Everything is clear, and nothing is growing back, and everything is healed well. There's some other things there. And then he said personal stuff. And then he says, thank you and the low baggers for all the prayers and support. It worked. Much love and thank you. That's from our Matt Randall and Big Briggsy. Nilo says, I do printing too. Wow, Nilo. Okay, we'll be talking about that for sure. And Kevin Pine letting us know that Riley is back for the Leafs. Thank you for that. Bobby Digital says, what is Loshak up to? Loshak doing his thing, and we want him involved. So... Viper MB says, I love how Jimmy even panics without time limit on the show. Okay, there's DJ Big Boss in the house. Domago says, how can I join the poker tournament? Domago, I don't know anything about the tournament. Ever since Sports Review and I went our separate ways, they have not kept me in the loop. So I don't know. But all the best to those who enter it. Okay, so let's keep rolling through this. We're almost done. Okay, so it's a pretty simple thing for me here. The Clippers are now 12.5-point favorites. They open up at 11.5. Look, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that. So the total's at 225. Nilo says, make your own poker tournament. That's interesting. We are in talks right now about a low bag summit of champions. We want to get together. We're trying to put together 2 this year. There's actually 4 different spots we're talking about right now. 4 different spots. So, okay. Nets Lakers. So this went down to 10 during our morning show. So Lakers open up at -12. Now they're back at 12. Braun will be in the lineup. Ron Fig says, come to Vegas. Ron Fig, that's happening 100%. There will be a Vegas trip, 100%. But first, it looks like we're going to be meeting on the east side before that. There's going to be a Vegas trip. We're setting one up right around the sign up for the Super Contest. 13. Those are the 4 spots. North Vegas, Summerlin, and Henderson. Yes, Nasty Nate. Got to have our bouncer locked down. So, yes, we're going to be so 100%. There's 100% going to be a Vegas trip, and we're in talks about upstate New York. We're in talks about 3 different spots. They're all, well, there's Atlantic City. There's Saratoga, which I don't think we're going to pull the trigger on. There's also talk about that Fort Erie Buffalo spot, which I don't know if we're going to pull the trigger on either. It's looking like Atlantic City. It looks like we're going to do an Atlantic City trip and a Vegas trip this year. So that's the plan. TX5 says, come to sunny Rhode Island. But the whole idea about doing Atlantic City is because we can get our Rhode Island guys. All right. Thank you, Canadian Capper. Thank you for joining us. Our guy, Canadian Capper, knows. There's Rob Stevenson. Rob Stevenson in the chat. There's T Marks. Rob Stevenson. You were awarded on the morning show the Vegas Gun Award for capping excellence. Rob Stevenson came into the chat yesterday and gave us 4 winners, 4-0. East Tennessee State, North Dakota State, Northern Kentucky, and Hofstra. Rob Stevenson, the winner of the Vegas Gun Award for excellence in capping. And big shout out to Tom Gunn, who is not physically with us, but he's with us always. Shout out. Rob Stevenson, the winner of the Vegas Gun Award for excellence in capping. DX5 says AC is 6 hours from Rhode Island last time I drove there, and I got T-boned by Sammy. Oh, that's not good. And David Hutton says, nice AC. See if we can. You got to be there. Saratoga during the meet would be intriguing too, Flip. Yeah, I'd really like that. The problem is that we'd have to stay in like Lake George because Saratoga is just ludicrously expensive. That was one of the reasons why Fort Erie did come up, because it's right across from Buffalo. And if we went to Fort Erie, hotels are so cheap, we'd completely take over the spot. We'd take over the hotel, we'd take over the bar. I kind of like the idea of being in a smaller environment where we completely take it over. I really like that idea. You know, and then it's just us. Dominic Lair says, if you're ever down in Houston, Rockets game, my treat. Dominic Lair, Houston did come up before. Canadian Capper says, Toronto, some of the champions. We are working on a opening of the Woodbine racetrack. We're working on that. We're working on a couple of things. That's April 19th. We're working on a couple of things for Toronto. So Canadian Capper, we're going to do a bunch of stuff. There is talk about a Detroit meetup as well. And Nilo's saying, bring Max out from under the bridge. We will. Dylan Turner coming with his action. Okay. I find the Nets appealing, but they're not playing very well. The Bulls are just terrible at 110, 107. You know what? I'm pretty comfortable not making any moves on these two late games at this point. It's a Nets or nothing and the Warriors are nothing, and why not just make it nothing? There's Silver Gold in the house. Thank you for joining us. All right, so let's just move on. Dylan Turner on Brooklyn Nets plus 12. And West Coast in the house. San Diego, Tijuana, Del Mar, and Atalitas from our West Coast. And DJ Big Boss said, if some of y'all need a date for the meetup, I got a few old ladies that would love to tag along. Respect. DJ Big Boss, always looking after our best interests. All right. Going to copy and paste that right now. Canadian Capper says, how about Jimmy and Sean getting some salutes at MGM Detroit? Yeah, the Detroit's in the works as well. So, and Nasty Nate's in. By the way, DJ Big Boss, Nasty Nate is in. T-Mark says, you think the Grizzlies have value -2? T-Mark, the Grizzlies are a Jekyll and Hyde team. They're playing so well at home and so poorly on the road. So, but you got to put some balls on their walkers. That's no problem, man. What balls are you talking about, though? Because I like my balls stomped on by old, beautiful women. That should have been private. Sorry, I lost my train of thought thinking about old women stomping on my balls. All right. And Flipper13 said, who said Adelitas? That would be freaking nuts. They have sports books in Tijuana, too. I didn't know that. All right, I got to stay focused. Let's just go over my NBA action, and let's move into NCAA basketball. All right? Chris Brady says, good idea, Jimmy, about getting those tennis balls on the walkers and getting our balls stepped on. Respect. Okay, so this is my action here. I'm going to take a Porzingis prop or two when they're available. No Jaren Jackson yet, says Spencer Penny G. In NBA, I made one addition to the card. That's Pacers at plus 145 on the money line. And Nasty Nate has a drawer of sliced tennis balls. Danny Mello says, what's the going rate for that service, Jimmy? The older, the stomper, the cheaper the rate. If you want like a young, beautiful woman to stomp on your balls, that's expensive and rare. Because young women, they don't know that guys want their balls stomped on. So the average woman who performs ball stompings is always over 30. If you can find them over 60 or 70, you get it for free. Sammy B on Kobe White, over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like that look. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. We got Raven in the Desert in the house. Thank you for joining us, Raven in the Desert. I had the great honor of sharing the screen with Raven in the Desert, Trot Wham, and DJ Big Boss on Friday night on Who Bangin' Sports Talk. Thank you for having me. Okay. Nilo does not want his balls stomped on. Hey, you know what, Nilo? Oh, Twilight Latte doesn't want his balls stomped on either. I'm shocked by this. I'm shocked, but teach them. Let's get into not applicable. Meaning, wow. Okay. Shit. Wow. And Dan Kelly just got on Boston and Indiana, goes to OT, getting 9-1 because he knows gets his balls stomped on. Connor McGlock says I'm in the minority. I don't believe that's the case, Connor. I don't believe that's the case. Rob Stevenson coming off a 4-0 night. 4-0 night. Pittsburgh -0.5. North Dakota State money line. Oklahoma State -3. And Marshall -1. Let's copy and paste that. Connor McLaughlin says, just kidding. See, Connor McLaughlin, he's just kind of getting his balls stomped on as we speak. Sitting there just laughing with his balls getting stomped on. Respect. Says, stomp them grapes. Stomp them grapes. Flipper13 says, but I will try anything once. Respect. Okay, let's stay focused here. We have 28 minutes before the witching hour. And let's move into NCAA basketball. The first thing we did, and I didn't spend much time on it because I was already locked in, is we tailed the taint play of the day. The taint play of the day, we tailed it. Raymond Dennis says, love when the day starts off good. And he's talking about getting his ball stomped on. Chris Martinez says, North Dakota State. Yeah, Danny Mello says they lying to me. The more they deny, the more stomping they pay for. I get it. Canadian Capper says grapes. When you get to my age, they're more like grapefruits. Interesting. Canadian Capper, if your balls are growing that dramatically, you're sick. And we need to get those checked out because those are lumps. Let's stay focused. Don Corleone, the drop your nuts play today. Gonzaga team total over. Canadian Capper 48. Wow. But healthy. Okay, your balls should not be growing at that rate, Canadian Capper. All right, Jose Felix liking the Hofstra under. Okay, let's start breaking down these big games. Flipper13 said, I knew I was getting old once my sack tickles the toilet water when I'm dropping a deuce. You know, Flipper13, the issue with that is not always your sack. It's often the height of the toilet water. I mean, there's just no legitimacy with toilet water these days. Some toilet water is shallow. Some toilet water is way too high. There's just no continuity. Intervention says, why is Jimmy drinking out of two different mugs? It's because I need your title. That's why. Colf Coleon says, what's the taint, Jimmy? I'm watching it in the TV. Colf, you're not watching us on the TV? Bet Abodi is in the house. The taint, Hartford, plus 7.5. Going to copy and paste this. A lot of balls talk today. See, your balls should be sagging, but they shouldn't be growing at that alarming rate, man. Okay. Not applicable says, stand while you dump. The water won't reach. Oh, Spencer Penny says, Luka will play. Repeat, Luka will play. Johnny Valdez says, Jimmy, do you like the Wizards to beat the Knicks today? Sure, I like them to beat the Knicks today, but I don't like missing a number. I should have jumped on to -4. It's now -5. Oh, it says I'm watching, can't see the comments. Oh, Colf Coleon, a lot of sack talk. A lot of heavy sack talk. Some of the cappers in the chat claim they don't want their balls stepped on. We know that's not true. But texting on the phone. Okay, Debo Caps action coming in. And Luka is playing tonight. Got the Mavs -3.5 before the change. Respect. I just want Porzingis props. It's Hartford plus 7.5. Okay, let's get into college basketball. We have 24 minutes before the witching hour. And that I do have to make a bet on Indiana in the next 24 minutes. So we will try to get through the show. We're going to try to get off the show. Sean Allen says St. Francis thoughts. Let's talk about that game. The show will close before the witching hour because I want to make Bobby just says, yeah, a bit too much sack talk. Is there such a thing? Canadian Capper says Hartford money line or the plus 7.5. The plus 7.5. There's Chris Brownlee in the house. Beautiful. Chris Brownlee, we've missed you. There's Il Wise joining us too. Chris Brownlee saying, what up, Jimmy? Great Capper Funny's out. Thank you. Great times with you in the stash. Do you and Pete still talk? We love Pete very, very much. And we are in talks about getting more involved. Right now, I'm producing the show on my own here. Like, I don't have Rafa on the 1s and 2s like we had down there. So, oh, wow, 10K parlay for Sammy. Wow. So right now, we are not having call-in guests. But that's something we're going to be doing in the future. So we'll talk about that. Okay, West Coast says, my balls are my eyes. Not sure what to do with that. Sounds like a riddle. All right. Alex Ramirez says, balls talk. The bag show not applicable says, have balls will travel. And Sammy staying focused says, Mavs money line, great value. All right, let's get into college basketball right now. We're going to talk about the finals. We're going to talk about North Carolina and Virginia Tech. And then we'll finish off with St. Mary Gonzaga Bulldogs. And I own a -3.5. I look for D-Bo Caps. All right, let's start with North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Let's see what we're dealing with here. We're going to move over to NCAA basketball. It's our show now. Nobody can talk to me after the show and say, look, Jimmy, there was too much balls talk. I want you to cut the balls talk. Now, if the low baggers want balls talk, we focus on balls talk. And if we have to sit here and study West Coast saying my balls are my eyes and get truth through that, we do that because it's our show. It's our show now. Spencer Penny G says, everyone on Hofstra tonight feel like I need to get a little of that action. Blue Wilson SBR turned Jimmy into a gelding. Better Bodie, Canisius heavy lean. What do you mean, man? I'm still good, man. I'm still good. All right, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech opening up at +2.5, now +4.5, 5.5 at Interdops, 5.5 at Bovada. I could have pulled the trigger earlier. Matt Randall sent, because Matt Randall was going to be in the hospital today, he sent the taint play today. He also sent North Carolina +3.5. He was making a move there. And I'm not going to take it at +5.5, but I should have taken it earlier. It's my mistake. Raven in the Desert, North Carolina moneyline, and St. Mary's +9 from Raven in the Desert. Copy that. And Johnny Valdez on the Cavs. Johnny Valdez on the Cavs. Chris Brownlee says, only in Cambridge. I'll make my way down to TO for drinks and some more drinks. Nice weather coming. Patio weather around the corner. I love hearing that, Chris Brownlee. Do we follow each other on Twitter? Oh, I love hearing that, Chris Brownlee. Oh, West Coast. Respect. Dav Finn, respect. It's our show now. I love you guys. And I thank you so much. We do what we want now, but 21 minutes before the witching hour, and I do have to put in that pace back. Okay, let's focus on college basketball now. As focused as we can be here with all this sack talk. Here we go. Let's get after it right now. North Carolina Tar Heels, 6-14 in the ACC at Virginia Tech, 7-13 in the ACC. And Chris Brownlee says, yeah, buddy, for sure, I'll send you a tweet. Yeah, hit me in DM. Terrell Miller in the house, and Dylan also on the Cavs tonight. And Dan Kelly says, don't let the free play go wasted. My fantasy golf lineup, Deschambeau, Finau, Hogue, Im, Schauffele, and Woodland. And Flipper took the under 66 first half. Under 66 first half. Interesting from Flip. So let's go do spreads and totals here. And drink in hand. Our drink in hand says Chris Brownlee, respect, bottoms up. Respect, Nilo. Rob T says, wish I had as much faith in Portland as Jimmy, but they look bad recently. Look, I understand when Ski Prava came in and said, you can trust what your eyes are seeing and combine it with work. I'm just saying that you don't always trust what you're seeing. Are the Suns a spectacular basketball team? Because that's what our eyes would be telling us. And Damien says, can I come to Vegas? Damien, of course. Can I come to Vegas? We need you there. Jose Felix says, Portland's good at home, and Suns have had a few wins already. Look, Portland, nobody wants a team game 1 of a game 6 homestand unless they had a terrible road trip. All right, let's stay focused on this North Carolina, Virginia. Wow, this total opened up at 146. It's now at 140.5. Wow, huge drop. Tar Heels coming off the 89-76 loss at Duke on Saturday night, putting an end to their 3-game winning streak. They were playing better. They're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 after and against the spread loss. They've scored 85 or more in 3 of the last 4 games. Hokies coming off that 64-56 loss at Notre Dame on Saturday night. 5th loss in 6 games, 10th loss in 12 games. Virginia Tech 2-12 against the spread in their last 14 overall. Ron Lofton on North Carolina -2 first half. Is that the look? Just focus on the first half. Let's see what it is right now. North Carolina first half is -2.5 or -3. Kevin Riley says North Carolina -4.5 a winner. Those of you who got in early, respect. I'm just not going to reach here. I should have gotten early. I did not. So those of you who are North Carolina, I will be cheering for you. Now, let's move on to the Horizon League Championship. UIC versus Northern Kentucky. UIC versus Northern Kentucky, and see what we're dealing with. Let me move back to full game. AU Rocking got a -3. Great. Oh, -3 first half. See, I'm not going to reach like that. I need tomorrow morning, if you see me in like a red shirt or a yellow shirt or a blue shirt, shit's going awry. The Hartley in the house. Maryland Eastern Shore live team total under 67.5. We have a live look coming in from our Thartley 16. Thartley 16 giving us the Maryland Eastern Shore live team total. That first half just ended. Delaware State 31, Maryland Eastern Shore 30. And Manhattan was a look a lot of people are on. And look, they're dominating right now. Respect. Okay, we're going to move on to this Horizon League Championship final. Northern Kentucky opening up at -4.5. Now they're at -4 at Bookmaker, 4.5 everywhere else. This total opened up at 126. It's now all the way up to 132.5. I was sitting there thinking, has it gone up high enough for us to go underneath it? Let's talk about it. UIC 10-8 in the Horizon. Northern Kentucky 13-5. UIC hasn't made it into the tourney since 2004. That's a lot of pressure. They handily beat the number 1 seed Wright State Raiders last night. They held Wright State to 56 points. The reason why I'm thinking of maybe going under, and Rich Kemp saying UIC is a totally different team right now. Dan Krug on UIC, Flyers, and Taint. The reason why I'm thinking of maybe going under right now is because of all the guard play. This is spectacular guard play in this game and senior guard play. So you have Tarkus Ferguson, Marcus Audi. They control the game against Wright State. So you have 2 senior guards. Then you have the Norse guards, Jalen Tate and Tyler Sharp. Jalen Tate, a junior, Tyler Sharp, a senior. There's going to be a ton of card play. Yes, Ilya Katz, the Taint play of the day. Oh, and Il Wise coming in with his plays of the day after cashing both. The Taint play of the day. And Debo says UIC beat this team by 30 on their own floor. Wow. Is UIC the spot? I saw a couple spots on cappers backing UIC here, and I understand why they would be. Jamal Stone looking for any details on Jaren Jackson Jr. Dan Krug says North Carolina goes on these stretches where they can't score. I just feel like when we look at these totals, Sanka, the Taint is Hartford plus 7.5. When we look at these totals, is it time to go underneath it now? It's gone up 6 points. I think it's time to go underneath it. I really do. Flames are a strong defensive team. They're holding opponents to a 67.4 points per game. The under is 13-4 after a UIC win this season. The under is 11-4 when Northern Kentucky plays away from home this season. Oh, UNK. Sorry, did I say UNC? My fault. Thank you. I meant to say UNK. I was thinking UNK. And Jaren Jackson is out, says our Prince of the City. This total has gone all the way up to 132.5. Oh, well, it just dropped. Oh, it's dropping as I speak. It just dropped a full point at Pinnacle. That's because it got too high. That's why. That's because it got too high right when I was saying it. And people were waiting to pounce on this under like they should and like I am. There is a 132 available. 132.5 is still available at Intertops. That's the last 132.5 on the board. I'm taking it. Under 132.5 at -110. I'm on the under in the Horizon League Championship. It's gone up 6 points. That is too many. There's Arthur Meade Jr. in the house. And West Coast saying crazy news. Debo Caps with me on the under. Connor McLaughlin on UIC +4. I like it. Look, UIC is rolling right now, but I prefer to take the under in this game. You know why? Because this is a ton of pressure on UIC. A ton of pressure. I haven't been into the tourney since 2004. Okay, let's keep rolling. Next up, St. Francis, Pennsylvania Red Flash versus Robert Morris Colonials. We're going to the Northeast Conference Tournament Final. Let's see what we're dealing with here. We have 13 minutes, so we got to be fast. We got about 7 or 8 minutes left on this show. Northeastern Hofstra. This total opened up at 139. It's all the way down to 130. Oh, no, sorry. That's Northeastern Hofstra. We'll go into that next. St. Francis, Robert Morris. Let's do that one right now. St. Francis, Robert Morris. Let's see what we are dealing with. This total opened up at 144.5. It's now down to 142 or 142.5. Robert Morris opened as 1-point favorites. Now St. Francis of Pennsylvania, 1.5-point favorites. Nilo, much love. Thank you so much for joining us. Respect. Daryl Rice letting us know that Luca is in. St. Francis coming off 74-72 win over Sacred Heart in the semis. They're getting the job done. They're a very strong road team. 11-3 against the spread away from home this year. Robert Morris coming off a very convincing win against LIU, 86-66. 8-5 against the spread at home this season. I've seen this move towards St. Francis. I haven't been watching the Northeast Conference close enough, and I'm not making a move on this game. Let's move over to the spot that everybody is talking about, because everybody on Hofstra. Do we really think Hofstra can beat Northeastern Huskies 3 times in a row, or 3 times this season in a row? CAA Conference Tournament Final, same teams as last season. Remember, Northeastern 182-74. Hofstra looking to their first NCAA bid since 2001. That's a lot of pressure. Hofstra beat up Delaware 75-61 to get here. I do not want to go up against everybody, but I see that everybody's on Hofstra. It makes me uncomfortable. Northeastern held Elon and Towson to 14 for 47 from 3. They're playing good basketball. And Dan Krug says, yes, Hofstra can. And I feel you, and I'm not making a move on this game. Let's take a look at the market move here. Hofstra opening up as -2. They're now -1, and we talked about that total going from 139 down to 135. Let's talk about the Summit Championship. There's Dylan Turner. Thank you so much for joining us. Going to fire some pucks in the backyard, my little man. You are a great dad, Dylan Turner. Respect and enjoy that time with your son. Kevin Riley making moves on the Mavericks and North Carolina. And Bobby Digital saying, yep, excellent, exactly. Contrarian look is Northeastern. Arthur Meade Jr.'s actions in Hartford +8, Iona -3, North Carolina moneyline, Memphis Grizzlies -1, and Nashville Predators. Going to copy and paste that right now. And Dartley says big step up in competition for the Huskies. No doubt. But they're playing very strong defensively. Everyone's on Hofstra, and I will just sit back and cheer for them. All right, let's talk about the Summit Championship. And then let's talk about Spokane's finest, Gonzaga Bulldogs. And then we'll put a bow on this show. All right, I got to move quickly here. Maybe there was a little too much sack talk. North Dakota versus North Dakota State. Look, North Dakota goes 7-9 in the Summit, but they always play North Dakota State tough. They always play them tough. North Dakota State looked very good against Oral Roberts on Monday. 3 of the past 4 meetings between these two teams have been within 4 points or less. Says you want to fade the chat parlay. Chicago Bulls and Hofstra. Didn't see one person on Chicago. Yeah, I don't remember one person on Chicago either. Kevin Riley leaning North Dakota State. What I feel uncomfortable with is when you have a team that was so much better in the Summit, 13-3 in the Summit, going up in a rivalry spot as a favorite. I just feel like North Dakota can keep this close, and this is another just stay off game for me. Let's see if we've seen any market moves here in this spot. North Dakota versus North Dakota State. Opened up -6, being there all day. This total opened up at 143.5. It's dropped all the way down to 136.5. Wow. Okay, so then let's go to Gonzaga and then review the low baggers action and my action, and then put a bow on this. St. Mary's versus Gonzaga, just like last year. Wow, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Pops off at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Gonzaga opening up as 9-point favorites. There's been no movement here. All of these totals going down. This one opened up at 147.5. It's now at 143. Robert Allen says, are you betting the taint play today? I am betting the taint play today. Bob Lee Swagger says, you mean all black foreshadowing? I think so. Yes, Bob Lee Swagger. And I'm going to be in all black tomorrow. And if you see me in colors, then shit's gone all wrong. Shit's gone all wrong. All right. St. Mary's coming off that big 51-50 semifinal win over number 14 BYU. Jordan Ford playing excellent basketball. Hits that winning shot with 1.4 seconds left. He had 42 in that double overtime win over Pepperdine in the quarterfinals. St. Mary's did this last year. They stunned Gonzaga and beat them easily, and they slowed the pace down. Rob Stevens says Gonzaga wins, but St. Mary's for the cover. Oh, and Dan Kelly meant Northeastern. There you go. That makes more sense. Okay, so the fade to chat parlay, Bulls Northeastern. I get it. And Conor McLaughlin saying, get the taint lubed. Debo Gab says, I like the over first half and slower pace towards the end of the game. Rob Stevenson, our winner of the Vegas Gun Award for excellence in capping. All right. So Bulldogs did not look good in the semifinals. 81-77 win over the Dons. Last night, Killian Tilly tweaked his ankle. We got to see, he still goes for 19-10. And Not Applicable says, should the bet play of the day. There's my guy, Joey Nisi. Thank you for the love. And Debo Caps to St. Mary's already made the tourney. You're right. St. Mary's already made the tourney. This game is only for the title. I agree, Debo. No, you're right. Bulldogs beat up St. Mary's both times this year by average 20 points. Beat them 90-60 at home on February 8th, 86-76 at St. Mary's on February 29th. I'm just going to sit back and watch this spot. When a team, and we're going to see this in the tourney, when a team squeaks out a win against the inferior opponent, I feel they play a little looser in the next game. There's my guy, Boston Nick, in the house. Joe Anisi on Rangers plus 150. All right. And Debo says Gonzaga has motivation from losing the tourney last year. No doubt about it. All right. I added UIC, Northern Kentucky, under 132.5. That is the only addition that I have made to Hartford plus 7.5. All right. I got moves to make. And Sean Allen says, rumor has the St. Mary's was out drinking late after the game yesterday. It's crazy. Drinking Hand says his balls are always bouncing. Balls are always full. Okay, let's quickly go through this. Love you, Boston Nick. Okay, let's quickly go. I've got to make moves here. All right, Arthur Meade Jr., Hartford, Iona, North Carolina money line, Memphis Grizzlies minus 1.5, and the Predators. Illwise, play of the day, New York Knicks full game under 228.5, and New York Rangers full game under 5.5. Raven in the Deserts on North Carolina money line and St. Mary's plus 9.5. Debo Caps, Hofstra minus 1, North Carolina money line, Southern minus 9, Hartford plus 7.5, Gonzaga over 67 first half, and UMBC plus 16. Bet a Bodie. Nets, Lakers over 224.5, Maris minus 1.5, and Sens plus 115. Christopher Comentini, square as fuck parlay. Zags, Blazers, Clippers, North Carolina money line. Don Corleone, the drop your nuts play of the day. Gonzaga team total over. Rob Stevenson, yesterday's winner of the Vegas Gun Award for excellence in capping. Pittsburgh minus half, North Dakota State money line, Oklahoma State minus 3, and Marshall minus 1. Sammy B, Kobe White prop over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. West Coast, San Diego, Tijuana Del Mar, and Adalitas. Guess that's just for our partying. Dylan Turner, Portland full game. Bradley Beal over 3.5 threes at plus 145. Brooklyn Nets plus 12. Boston minus 3. Bobby Digital. Bobby, Digi. UIC plus 4.5. Northeastern money line. San Francisco minus 1.5. Dre Sox. Celtics minus 3.5. Wizards money line. Cavs plus 4.5. Mavs first half minus 1.5. Wolves plus 12.5. Grizz minus 2.5. Blazers money line. Lakers minus 12. Clippers first half minus 6.5. Akira 04, Orlando play of the day, or Orlando's the play of the day, plus 2. Joe Anisi on Hofstra minus 1, UMBC plus 6, and Akira 2-team parlay, Maple Leafs money line in Orlando plus 2. Copy and paste that from Akira. There we go. Copy Akira's parlay. Get that right here. Okay. So Joey Nisi is on Hofstra minus 1, UMBC plus 6. Alex Ramirez, Spidey play of the day, Flyers in regulation time. Sweaty Butchers on Boston, Indiana under 215, and Orlando, Memphis over 219. Those are Butchers prime cuts. Yenny Toon, Atlanta plus, oh, that was yesterday's cash. Shadow, Virginia Tech plus 5, Wake plus 2, and St. Mary Gonzaga over 142. NHL 14 parlay, Nashville puck line, Tampa Bay puck line, Philly money line, and New York Rangers regulation. Gerald Jones doubling up on Washington Wizards first half, full game over. Oh, God, I got to bake this bet. I got 4 minutes. Okay, Glenn Elliott, man, NCAA basketball, Alcorn State plus 7, Hartford plus 7.5, and Grambling plus 4.5. And we went over all the morning action, and I'm going to have to go make these bets, so I got to go. DJ 100 grand on Maryland, and Nasty Nate jumping on Delaware State second half. DJ 100 grand on Maryland, Baltimore County minus 16, Iona minus 3.5, North Dakota State minus 6. And I've got to go. I've got to go make these bets. I've got 4 minutes. So, I'll do Diesel Eugene. Funky Z. Mitt Bruno play today. Boston minus 2.5 and over 214.5. He's also on New York, Washington over 228.5. Dallas, San Antonio over 228. Memphis minus 2.5. Clippers minus 11. And Suns, Blazers over 232.5. Okay, I got to go get my bets in. Let's have a – and here's my action very quickly. I got 4 minutes. I can get it in 4 minutes. Just quick pick. I'll be fine. I'm on 3 plays in NHL. I didn't add any. Predators minus 1 and the over 5.5 in both the Hurricanes Wings game and Islanders Knuckleheads game. And then in NBA, I added Pacers plus 145. I added that to the double up I have on the Blazers, and I'm going to take Big Dick Zingis. I'm going to take Big Dick Zingis props. Rich Kemp play of the day, Southern minus 10. I'll copy and paste that, and then I'm going to go make my action. Happy Tuesday to you guys. Thank you so much for joining. This show is only special because of you guys. I know that, and I'm so thankful. And everybody sees that. And that's why we have potential for great things, because of this spectacular chat. West Coast says, Godspeed to all. Gabriel Ortega says, let's get that loot. Sammy B says, good luck tonight. Res Mob says, love you guys, peace. Leche Es Los Bookmakers! Let's go!